What is up, fight fans? In today's video, after Islam Makhachev captured his second UFC belt, only one big question remains. What's next? Today, we're going to find out who could be Islam's next opponent, and why the biggest fight in UFC history might not be Makhachev versus Topuria, but Islam Makhachev versus Khamzat Chimaev. Also in this video, Javier Mendes responds to Ilia Topuria calling Islam's fight boring. Jack Dulat-Elena's team just dropped an emotional message. And we've got Dylan Dennis, who didn't just get beaten up, but also lost a lot of money. So without wasting any
Good morning.
Thank you, my friend. Cappuccino, yes?
Yes, cappuccino.
Thank you.
more time, let's get started. Now guys, we are entering one of the greatest eras this sport has ever seen. For years, lightweight was considered the toughest division in the UFC. But right now, welterweight might be even crazier. And honestly, who would have thought anything could overshadow lightweight? Michael Morales, Carlos Prazas, Ian Gary, Bal Muhammad, Khamzat Chimaev. These are all real killers who are young, hungry, dangerous fighters, all making the entire division feel alive again. But after Islam Makhachev's triumphant win and capturing the welterweight title at UFC 322, only one question remains. Who will be the next opponent for the newly crowned champion? A rematch with Dulat-Elena is off the table right away, and Jack won't be getting another title shot anytime soon. On November 22nd, Bal Muhammad and Ian Gary will finally meet, and the winner will almost certainly demand a title shot. Also, Shavkat Rakhmonov has already jumped into the discussion on social media, but his situation is more complicated. He has been recovering from injuries for a long time. Fans want to see him fight Islam, but logically his case is shaky. Then you have Michael Morales. He looked incredible at UFC 322, but even after a strong performance, it still feels like he's one big win away from being truly ready for Makhachev. Carlos Prates is in a similar situation. His knockout over Leon Edwards was spectacular and instantly made headlines. But one big win isn't enough to erase his recent loss to Gary. To get a title shot, Prodate needs one more top-level victory. No shortcuts. And then, there's Kamaru Usman, the biggest name in the division. Before UFC 322, Usman expressed interest in fighting the winner of Makhachev versus Dulat-Elena. And Islam said multiple times that he would gladly face the Nigerian nightmare. Really? Yes, Usman only has one win.
Really?
If you give me the choice and ask me who you want to fight, I will take Kamaru, but it's not my job.
When I look at a guy like Islam, I don't really see holes like that. And that's something that scares me, that causes that heartbeat to go up. And that's where you see some of the most spectacular performance. Because the last time I felt that like that was Colby Covington won. And that's when I was like, yo, you got a guy that can wrestle just as good as you, a guy that can grapple just as good, a guy that can maybe not strike it, but a guy that can strike just as well. You have a guy that's good at all these things. How do you get that victory?
Recently, which was a decision over Buckley. But this is one of those rare situations where the name carries its own weight. A former dominant champion with a huge fan base and a massive legacy. Because of all of that, Usman is currently the most realistic opponent for Islam at welterweight. But the biggest fight in the entire UFC, well, that's something else.
So many pay-per-view?
Me, you?
Yes.
Yes. Because I come by then, if you have belt, me, you fight.
You come
Then
155.
you be big. No, no, middleweight. You middleweight. You see how big he is?
No, I'm
You see how
small.
big he is? He taller than me too.
Islam
Big.
Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria. The two have been building tension for months, throwing verbal shots, and setting the stage for a mega fight. There are issues, of course, though. Topuria still has not defended his belt at lightweight, and Islam has said he doesn't want to return to 155. But Dana White, he loves super fights. And when Dana wants something, it usually happens. If he finds the right deal for both sides, Islam versus Ilya could become the biggest fight in UFC history. Makhachev has already said that he wants to fight at the historic UFC event that is scheduled to take place at the White House in June 2026. And with everything that he has accomplished, he is almost guaranteed to headline the card. Which means that he needs a super opponent, not just another contender. And right now, only two names truly fit that label: Ilya Topuria and Kamaru Usman. But there is one more name, the one that scares many people: Khamzat Chimaev. Of course, Chimaev would never be allowed to fight at the White House event, but Abu Dhabi, that's a different story. The Sheikhs love big fights, and they love Chimaev. Some fans say that this matchup will never happen because Islam and Khamzat are like brothers. But Khamzat himself once said if Makhachev moves up and calls him out, he won't turn down the fight. And knowing the direction that the UFC is heading in, nothing is impossible. Islam's smart enough to know that's probably the only, at 185, he could probably beat most guys.
Islam's smart enough to know that's probably the only, at 185, he could probably beat most guys. Probably could do that to most guys. Khamzat is just a bigger version of Islam. Like, there's just, that would be sick to watch. That'd actually be a fun grappling fight. I'd
probably could do that to most guys, as Khamzat is just a bigger version of Islam. Like, there's just that would be sick to watch. That'd actually be a fun grappling fight. I would love to see that. Just imagine how much money the fighters and the UFC could make from these matchups. In just 2 days, Islam Makhachev's post-fight Octagon interview passed the numbers of the 3 biggest UFC stars. Islam hit 2 million views in 48 hours. Khamzat Chimaev reached almost the same, just 10,000 less. Ilya Topuria pulled in 1 million and Alex Pereira had 770,000. Chami posted a message on Instagram that instantly blew up online. He wrote, "The wolf and the eagle are not always close." But when it comes to protecting the mountains, they will always protect them together. With this quote, Khamzat:
Ilya Topuria is going to come out and say that because he wants that fight. Could you imagine if Ilya Topuria was afforded the ability to go up and become a 3-weight division champion? Again, I say it all the time. No one's ever done that. And I don't think that's what's going to happen here just yet. I think Ilya's going to defend. We don't know who it's going to be. Could be Arman Sarukian because he's fighting next week in Qatar. It could be Paddy. It could be Justin Gaethje. But he's going to fight one of those. And he's probably going to defend a couple more times as well before he even thinks about going up to welterweight.
He's basically saying that even if he and Khabib aren't always together, their bond and respect for each other are still strong. But Michael Bisping does not believe an Ilya versus Islam fight is happening anytime soon.
As a fighter, you got to try to mark up the fights and get everybody involved, and he does a great job of doing that, So let's see what happens, If the UFC offers him, then no problem. I can't answer for Islam, but I'm saying no problem. Islam and his, Ali, who I consider the greatest manager in the business, will do the right thing for Islam. So, but let's face it, we're going to meet him eventually, whether it's the White House or whether it's another time. Let the UFC decide that, I say. But we're going to meet him eventually if he wants to continue to come up. But I seriously doubt Islam will want to come down. And for him, it's a the first time anybody will ever go for a triple, right? He'll be the first triple challenger for it. So that would be a monster fight for the whole
Ilya
world.
is
To be
going to
honest
come
with you.
out and say that because he wants that fight. Could you imagine if I was afforded the ability to go up and become a 3-weight division champion? Again,
He just there like flexes his fucking back muscles, and he can't make a mistake at all, because then homeboy will jump on it. Impressive, but still, just it's impressive how Islam was able to still find a way, be like 2 steps, 3 steps ahead. He knows what to do. He's telling him, because now it's not really about physical. It's
I
just
say it
3
all the
rounds
time.
down.
No one's ever done that. And I don't think that's what's going to happen here just yet. I think Ilya's got to defend. We don't know who it's going to be. Could be Arman Rukin, because he's fighting next week in Qatar. It could be Paddy. It could be just engaging. But he's got to fight one of those, and he's probably going to defend a couple more times as well before he even thinks about going up to welterweight. But unlike Ilia Topuria, Israel Adesanya was impressed by Islam Makhachev's performance against Molina recently on his Freestyle Bender channel.
Watch this face. Pause right here. Boom. Right there.
Yeah.
There's that face of, I'm trying to fight, but this dude can't freaking let me. And that right there is when you start to...
Yeah.
That's why I know he's come back. He gonna improve his wrestling, and he have one of the best striking. He gonna come back soon, and he gonna be one of the best in this game.
Cristo, eat your food, bro. Eat your food.
He said while Jack stayed quiet after the tough defeat, his head coach, Ben Vickers, stepped forward with a powerful message. He made it clear that despite the result, he is more proud of his fighter than ever. I am more proud of Jack and the team today than ever before. True, we didn't get the marbles, but we dared to dream and took our shot. It hurts. It hurts like hell, but we aren't defined by this sport. It's just what we love to do. Vickers also thanked everyone who supported the team these past weeks and promised that they will come back stronger than before.